No cash bail in full effect in all 102 counties in Illinois, and that was Monday. Here we are Wednesday. How did at least the first day look across the entire state? Well, several reports we're going to review. We've got Chicago Sun-Times saying some downstate counties struggle as bail reform took hold this week. One didn't even try applying the new law. A lot of downstate prosecutors joined in an unsuccessful bid to try to overturn the law, but of course the Supreme Court 2 months ago upholding the law and putting a September 18th Monday date to implement this. So, for instance, in DuPage County, the Sun-Times reports that the state's second most populated judicial circuit had 22 pretrial defendants arrested from Sunday through early Monday, and they were brought. Of those, 14 faced domestic battery, a misdemeanor, or violation of a protection order in a domestic violence case. For other defendants, charges ranged from retail theft to aggravated driving with a suspended or revoked license. Monday's hearings lasted all day in DuPage County. Some of the hearings only lasted 15 minutes in the entire day of hearing all of these. Others that had contested hearings lasted about a half hour each. You had prosecutors seeking pre-trial detention for about 10 of the 22 defendants, and there the judge found safety or flight risk to ultimately hold those individuals. One of the defendants, a judge released, had been arrested for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon while on probation. The DuPage County State's attorney said that in one case, the law didn't allow them to for prosecutors to have a petition for detention. So this kind of spells out the process of how the Pretrial Fairness Act is going to be being implemented. Within 48 hours, if a prosecutor wants to detain somebody pre-trial, they have to bring evidence and actually make the argument in front of a judge. And that seems to be the case that's even here in Sangamon County. The Sun-Times reporting that there was a debate over whether the defendants who were already in custody should be processed under the new cashless system. That would have meant, the Sun-Times said, foregoing bond and instead setting conditions such as electronic monitoring for their pretrial release. A public defender in Sangamon County argued that people at Monday's hearings should have been released or had their bond amounts lowered because the charges were no longer detainable under the new law. But you have a judge denying a bond reduction for 3 people in Sangamon County. One person charged with retail theft had too many other pending charges, the judge found, in surrounding counties, and was deemed a willful flight risk. So another person charged with aggravated battery was also detained or denied bond reduction due to outstanding battery and domestic battery cases. So again, you can see how they're taking into account other situations that these criminal defendants may have found themselves in. And then you also have other reporting about, hey, there's murder suspects that are being detained in counties across the state. Even detention for people who are found to have violated firearms orders or those who have violated orders of protection and domestic violence cases. So, again, how this is being implemented across the state, interesting to see. But in Chicago, you have the police union not too happy with how prosecutors are moving forward with certain cases up there. The police union president, John Catanzara, raising concerns, especially because one incident had a individual, 21-year-old woman, attack several police officers before the end of cash bail. And this was in the middle of the road. Apparently, the story goes that she wanted to use the bathroom inside the police station with her child, couldn't, and then blocked the road in protest and assaulted several police officers. But on Monday, Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox, she dismissed 3 felony charges against that particular individual. John Catanzara, the union president for the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 7, he says that, once again, it's another reason why he says that Kim Fox needs to be gone.
I certainly hope there's a strong statement coming from Superintendent Waller in the very near future here. This kind of ridiculous behavior cannot be tolerated.
He says that he can't think of any reason why Fox would let this particular woman free after assaulting police officers.
You can't make this up. No rhyme or reason, no explanation, not even a courtesy call to the officers letting them know that the charges were going to be dismissed.
He says Fox is failing at her job to hold people accountable, even alleged criminals.
Earlier this morning, the good old state's attorney's at it again. Yet another reason why she can't be gone soon enough. And we have to have the right person in that position.
So Fox not running for re-election. We'll see how that goes up in Chicago and Cook County. But another case, a separate case, Monday, with the end of money bond, another migrant was let go from jail after allegedly assaulting police during Mexican Independence Day celebrations this past weekend. You have the Illinois Senate Minority Leader, John Curran, putting out this statement. Reports on the very first day of no cash bail, a violent offender arrested for attacking 4 Chicago police officers, sending 2 of them to the hospital, was immediately released because the Cook County State's Attorney's Office didn't even bother to file a motion to seek a detaining order for the accused, and that's problematic. So, again, to this process, prosecutors have to file for a request to detain somebody, and apparently in this case, the Cook County State's Attorney didn't even bother to file a motion to seek detaining the accused. Curran goes on to say this highlights the misplaced priorities of Illinois' criminal justice system when the prosecutor prioritizes the freedom of a violent offender over the safety of those police officers dedicated to protecting and serving our communities. Is there any wonder why police recruitment is at an all-time low in this state? So again, the Senate Minority Leader John Curran putting out that statement yesterday. Catanzaro said that his officers deserve better and believes the charges should be brought and people should be detained, who especially are assaulting police officers. So we'll monitor where this goes. Of course, we're only 3 days into the end of cash bail in Illinois, but clearly something that's still very contentious in the grand scheme of the state's criminal justice system.